Hi everyone, thank you for joining me. So this is the wrap up for the miniature golf score for April. As you know, in previous videos I've said that I wasn't doing too well this month compared to the previous 3 months, and so let's see how I got on. What we can see on the right there is the stuff that I've bought this month, or the month of April I should say. So that was the Armoured Car, the Queen Elizabeth II, Crethusa the Crone Seer, the 5 Swooping Hawks, and then the Swooping Hawk leader, I can't remember what you call it, Aspect Warrior, that's it, Baharoth, and that all came to 9 points, plus 9 points, which is not a good thing. Now I haven't cheated, but I did pick some low-hanging fruit. The 5 figures that you see in front of you were previously painted, but they were not based, they were not completed, and so I have taken the opportunity to base those in order to get the points. So there are 4 Space Marines there, so that's -4, and then we've got one of the Hero Quest figures, the Barbarian, so that's another -1, so that's -5 points. However, I did paint 3 figures from scratch, so we're on -5 points for the painted stuff at the moment. Okay, so these 3 figures, they were painted from scratch. The one on the left is a Cairn Wraith from Games Workshop's Age of Sigmar, but I think it was previously released for Warhammer, and I think it can be used for Warhammer again. One of my favourite figures actually in the Games Workshop range. I really like that. I may show these figures in a bit more detail in another video. The figure in the middle is Gothmog's Enforcer from Games Workshop's Lord of the Ring range. Again, as you know, I collect Lord of the Rings figures. I used to game it quite a bit, so I found that he'd been primed and not finished, or even, you know, painted, so I thought, right, I'll get him painted up. And then the one on the right is the Wizard from Hero Quest again. Got to be honest, didn't particularly want to paint this figure. I don't like the figures from the Hero Quest range. The moulding on them is very soft, it's not very detailed at all. I've said before, I struggle to paint detail that doesn't exist on the figure. So this guy was a bit of a pain to paint up. However, the red cape, that's the red I want to use on the Blackbeard pirate figure, the dirty red. So it was nice to use that and try and highlight it and whatever. So we got -5 points from the previous 5 figures, and then we've got another -3 points from these, so that's -8 points. Remember I said previously that I'd got rid of a kit, so we broke even. It was -9 points and +9 points. But then yesterday something arrived in the post. So what we have there is the Matchbox 17 pounder with Willys Jeep and truck. I was ordering some stowage for the Cromwell that I'm building, and they had this second hand for £16, and I couldn't resist. You know me and Matchbox, it's like, well, an opportunity to buy a kit for that price, I just got to do it. So unfortunately that was another +3, so I was on, at the end of April, +12 and -9. So I've actually, for the first month, bought more stuff than I've actually painted. So I hope that this is not a trend now, that the first 3 months I was doing really well, and then the next 9 months I'm just going to brush it all away. We shall see. As I've already mentioned in the Cromwell video, I haven't got a lot of time at the bench this the month of May, but I hope to get the Cromwell finished at least. So if I don't buy anything else, that'll be at least -1 for May, but we'll see. Right, so I am going to fill in my spreadsheet to put all that data in it so that I get everything nice and correct. Thanks ever so much for watching. I hope your bench time is going well, and that you're managing to reduce your stash. Not that you have to. It's like if you want to continue adding to your stash, then that's up to you. But I know a lot of us are kind of looking at a pile of opportunity, or whatever it's called, and thinking, oh God, I really need to stop buying stuff. Look after yourselves, guys, and I'll catch up with you soon.